Hi patrons, I'm an ambassador for Wet Nose Animal Aid. So like Red Nose, but it's for dogs and that. So I've got this on. Remind me to do a photo later.
Okay.
You're the first to see it. There's the hand of the voice from beyond. Just get the stream up. Thanks for all your constant support, patrons. Some people are coming in the room. Vegan Rose, DK, Donkey Kong, Pigeon Extremist. Sorry, Lala. As always, Produce Not Pills, Rag to Riches, Vegan Rose, Wave Magic, and the Ontivorous, Holistic Vegan. Oh, Goji Man! Do you like my nose? Produce Not Pills. Yeah, I'm a ambassador for Wet Nose Animal Rights. So they sent me this nose in the post. I have to do a photo. So I'll be immortalised now, along with Paul McCartney, Amanda Holden, Ed Hardy. Not Ed Hardy. What am I on about? Tom Hardy. I've got an Ed Hardy t-shirt. Tom Hardy. Yeah, so there's a load of famous people. And me. What a funny world. Ed Hardy, what am I on about? I just don't know my celebrities.
I can't find your stream.
Oh.
Can you tell me on this page? Is this how I find it?
Yeah, just refresh it maybe.
Okay.
Sorry, we're having trouble finding the stream on our computers. And in that way we can see the comments, because on my mobile they just zip by so quick. Yeah, guys, if you probably all know Goji Man, but just in case you've been living under a rock, subscribe to his channel. Awesome vegan nutritionist specialising in gut health. And he's an awesome guy, if he doesn't mind me saying so. How was your holiday going, my friend? He's currently in an awesome camper van travelling around Europe. Lucky boy that he is. So he's been working hard, so he deserves a bit of downtime and some fun.
I can't find it.
Why can't you find it? Refresh it, woman.
I've refreshed it a load of times. Just keep doing it.
Oh.
On the right page, am I?
Yeah, that's the right page.
Oh.
Should I send you the link? Copy.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you on Facebook.
Great. Yes, I can't see.
Sorry, people. There's a administrative error going on.
Sorry, everyone.
So Gemma, acting as the voice from beyond, she just helps to moderate, because sometimes we get some right tools in here. Not you guys.
I see it now, sorry.
Ah.
I've just gone into the homepage and there it is.
Oh God. Right. What are we chatting about today? Rich PT's in the house. Lamika, do I pronounce that? I remember you asked a question on one of my recent videos. Aloha. Nice. Denver Phono. Oh, James Green's in the house. The famous...
Sorry.
You may remember James from such vlogs as the Viva Vegan Festival London. You guys need to come and play on the beach soon. Oh, we will join you at some point, I'm sure, Goji Man. That would be so good. Are we going to sort that out sooner or later?
Yep, definitely.
We were thinking maybe towards the not so great weather, so that we have the better weather in the UK. I'm so vascular. What's going on? I've got so many veins popping out. I'll tell you what's happened. I've had a bit of I'm taking this nose off now. I've had a bit of a refeed, so I've been cutting, so I got lean. Had a bit of a refeed, broken beds, burning cars, and yeah. I've had a bit of a refeed, so my veins are more prominent because I'm leaner, but now I'm sort of carboed up, so they're really sticking out. How funny. Right, what was I saying? Yeah, we'll probably see young Goji Man. Oh, I mean, did we go before the weather gets particularly good? Don't know. We're trying to plan it so that we're in the UK when it's hot, and then when it's not hot, we're elsewhere getting some sun. Is sort of kind of what we're thinking. Yeah, sorry, Lally, you can hear our washing machine.
Oh, shut the... Oh, you're doing it.
Hopefully no cats got in the way there. Right. What's occurring? I'm going to zip forwards because I'm probably miles behind in the chat.
You're not miles behind, actually. No.
Well, I'm zipping forwards. Babs Anderson, keep up the good fight. Thank you, my friend. Good old James Green. Oh, I'm seeing you tomorrow, James, with my funky aloe vera shirt on. First time that's going to have an outing. Is it Lamika? Is that how I pronounce it? I really appreciate that, and you were right on the bottom videos to help me to get me those calories. Good. Yeah, that's the thing with the whole foods nutrition, plant-based. It's the answer to different diseases, you know. It's the answer to your physique goals, you know. And then there's just ways of tweaking it. If you struggle to eat enough volume of food, or if you need to prepare it quickly, you just go for the more calorically dense, like easy to prepare things. If you're trying to cut, you just eat a lot of water-rich vegetables, and the weight just falls off. It's amazing. It's really good. Vegan Rose, I adore you all. You are very lovely. I love our little community on there. Cats Forever. Wish I could watch. Got to go to work. See you later, Cats Forever. Hopefully we'll catch you next time. OS, hey Hench, just about to head off for work, but wanted to say hi. You've quickly become my favourite YouTuber. Thank you very much. That's really nice. Yeah, have a great day, Vegan Rose. Rags to riches. I'm on a cut 2,000 calories a day. I'm on 3.2 and I'm feeling really hard done by. So you have my sympathy there. Yeah, JK, where is everyone from? I'm being interested to know. Vegan Tiff's in the house as always. Mesh, the vegan doc. Loved your video on the A&E doctor. Thank you. Yeah, he was a funny one, wasn't he? To say the least. Weave Magic's in Canada. Cherries and watermelon, two of my favourite fruits. I had a cherry smoothie yesterday morning. Do you have any children? No, I'm too stingy with my time and or resources. Joe Ho, what's the best way to transition from keto to high carb? Want to try the vegan diet? So, I mean, you can do a vegan diet keto-wise, but if you want to have the best health, I suggest, like you were saying, a higher carb diet. The best way to transition is slowly, because your gut microbiome is going to have all the wrong kind of bacteria to process the food. So if you did it all in one go, you get gas, bloating, cramping, probably pain. You may be one of the many people that says, my body can't handle these foods. Of course, anybody's body can handle the healthiest foods in the world, but it depends on our gut microbiome and the species of bacteria that we've invited to live in the colon, with our diet to date. So I would suggest over the weeks, take out a bit of the animal and processed plant foods, a little bit more whole plant foods, and week by week, until you're at 100%. There's things you can do to expedite the process. If you're drinking tap water with chloride, it kills your good bacteria. If you're drinking alcohol, it feeds bad bacteria, kills good bacteria. There's SLS in toothpaste, there's antibacterials in washing up liquid, so rinse your crockery and your cutlery really well. Good for you though. The data is overwhelming. You will live longer and happier and healthier, more functional, more years in your life, but more importantly, possibly more life in your years as well, and you're saving the planet because our children need somewhere to live, not mine, I haven't got any. None of us want to hurt an animal if we don't have to, unless we can help it. And, we have these mirror neurons, we see suffering, and we feel that suffering as our own suffering, which is why we wince when someone falls over, which is why we don't want to watch animal slaughter footage. It's not meant for us, We went through a time where we had to do it, and I think that kind of corrupted us, and we got the message it's normal, natural, and necessary to hurt animals, 3 times a day. But it's really not, Anyway, I won't run on. If I miss your comment or question, do pop it down again. I'm going to try and keep relatively up to date in the stream. Daryl Sorzvik. Sorry, my words are bad. Even Paul and Gemma, are you guys going to the Norwich Vegan Summer Fair? Well, yes, we are. Is that coming up now?
I think it's next month.
Is it next month? Anyway, we will be there. Oh, yes, we will be there. What?
As long as we don't miss it, I said.
As long as we don't miss it. No, we'll be there. Are you coming, Daryl? And maybe you can tell me how to pronounce your surname so I don't look like a tool. JK, so what's your story? I'm new to your channel. Okay, welcome to the channel. So I was a vegan personal trainer, a nutritionist. Now I've got a diploma in nutrition. My former years, I was in the security industry. I was a doorman. It's in a very negative kind of world, very unhealthy lifestyle practices, shall we say, and very, like a violent, horrible, dark world. Then I found veganism for health reasons. Not that I knew I was in particularly bad health at the time, but it has boosted my health no end. But I just saw that the more animal products we eat, the quicker we get the disease of affluence that most people suffer and die from: cancer, diabetes, heart disease. So I went vegan. After going vegan, I had a bit of an epiphany, and I thought, if I don't want to harm a chicken that I've never met, why do I want to hurt my fellow man? So now if someone is rude to me, I try my best to step out of my ego and forgive them, and rather than knocking their teeth out like I used to, which I'm not proud about. And life's so much sweeter, and veganism's given me so much. It's like given me a huge boost of confidence. I used to hide behind drink and certain other lifestyle negative practices, but veganism gave me a cause, forced me to step out of the shadows. Public speaking. Thank you, Vegano Smitty. That's really kind. I'll get to your question in a second. That's really nice of you. $2 on the super chat. When I get interrupted, I have a right brain fart. What was I saying?
Oh God, I was reading the comments.
Oh yeah. So public speaking, I thought I'd never do that in a million years. I had a mortal fear of that, being on camera. I started the YouTube. That slowly progressed, and I got comfortable with that. Then going on other people's channels, you're uncomfortable again. Then you get used to that. TV, radio, film now, and it's made me because I was socially phobic. But then I'm at because I want to go to the big festivals and whatever, and then people are coming up to me and they're scared because they look at me as like an influencer or whatever, and they can be a bit intimidated by me, which I had that before I was like a big name. I had that with other YouTubers and people. So I knew what that was like, and I noticed when people dealt with me that they'd ask me questions, make me feel comfortable, and so I just started doing that. So when there's a couple of you, maybe you're both a bit nervy, like socially, but one of you will take charge. And I learned to do that, and it's brought me out of my shell, and I'm having the best life ever. I'm really living my dream. I've managed to give up PT recently, full-time on the YouTube, and I get to talk to you lovely people, and it's just beautiful. It's all love, it's all connection. We need that. It's amazing. Now, what was that? Oh, there's that question. Vegano Smitty, very kindly with a super chat. Best books on vegan nutrition. Love the content. Thank you, my friend. So, Vegan Tiff, you're so lovely. I really appreciate you. You're always supporting me. Thank you, darling. So, the best book on nutrition and disease prevention, treatment and reversal, How Not to Die by Dr. Michael Greger. The best book on nutrition, which he recommends, is kind of a Bible of nutrition, and it is called, I might have it on the table with me. Yeah, I do. It's called Becoming Vegan. It's called Becoming Vegan. You want the comprehensive edition. It's by Brenda Davis and Vasanto Molina, both registered dietitians. And it's the Bible of vegan nutrition. Everything and anything you'd want to know. There's like nutritional requirements by age and, pregnancy, breastfeeding, children's requirements. It's all in there. I can't recommend this book highly enough. There's a few other books. Yeah, China Study is good. That's a bit more sort of academic. But really, yeah, if I had to say one for the disease aspect and one for actual nutrition knowledge, they'd be the two, like, hands down. They're so good. Right, I'll just zip a bit. Freech A is in the house. Never know how to say your name. Well, that's the book. Produce, not pills. Was there any real health issues you improved? Yeah, so I didn't really know that it was bad, but my blood pressure was like 140 plus, like borderline hypertensive or like a little bit. Well, what the NHS, like the British National Health Service, what they consider like a concern. Now that I know all about it, I would have been well concerned, but I didn't at the time. But my systolic blood pressure went from 140 plus, it's now down to like 106 or something. And the plant-based doctors who I follow, who are actually reversing disease with nutrition, they say 110 is like optimal. Any lower, you can go lower than 110, but no further benefit. So I'm in that real sweet spot of, should have reversed any atherosclerosis I had, basically. So that's really amazing. That's the number one killer.
And you
Got some strawberries.
Yeah.
I don't want any.
They're not that nice.
Here's some strawberries.
And your eyesight got twice.
My eyesight's twice as good. Cured my hay fever. No more tendonitis. I used to get screaming tendon pains, and I'll be off training for 3 weeks, trying to get that to calm down. In my nutrition clients, we reversed type 2 diabetes, liver disease, depression, osteoarthritis. The Norwich City Football Club captain a few years back, Russ Martin, cured his ulcerative colitis overnight. Do you want a strawberry? And it's so powerful.
The vegan Tiff has asked you a question now.
Oh, what has she said?
So I thought
Yeah, let's get to her.
Oh God, I've lost it.
Are you silly?
Give me a minute.
Or is it my camera should be repaired tomorrow? I'm looking forward to filming the first video of my face. Oh, that's not a question. Well, we'll look forward to your... So have you got a YouTube channel then, Vegan Tiff? Vegano Smitty, anyone know when Game Changers comes out? They've not made an official announcement. I heard they're going to make an official announcement any day, soon, but that was a little while ago. But I've got a suspicion, don't quote me, I've got a suspicion it's going to be August.
I found it.
Yeah, what's the question?
Any suggestions for overcoming nerves?
Overcoming nerves. Well, I think that's going to really depend on the person and the circumstance. For me, my biggest thing was the public speaking, so I can tell you from that perspective. So I learned all about it. I learned why my mind went blank when I tried to do it. And the reason is, historically, if we did anything to affect our social standing, we could be ostracized from the tribe. Back in the day, that would have meant death because we had to watch each other's backs. And we worked as teams. It was a hostile environment, basically. So learning that it was normal to have this feeling, this adrenaline, and like losing your sort of brain power. Basically, your neocortex shuts down because you're going into fight or flight. That's the thing. So learning that made it okay that, this is natural. So then I didn't feel like a freak and that it doesn't happen to anyone else. And then I learned, breathe.
Deep breathing and relaxing gets your neocortex back online.
Yeah. So by slowing your heart rate, as Gemma alluded to, just like calms you down, your blood flow goes back to your neocortex, then you can think. And I was studied a lot of people on the TEDx and whatever, or TED Talks, talking about how to do a speech. And they would say, breathe in your thoughts and breathe out your words. So you breathe in, what you're about to say. So you're controlling your breath and you're taking that time, and then you're speaking your words as you breathe out. And that's how I got around it. But another thing as well, called the fear pyramid. You start with a little fear. So, I don't know, whatever fear you might have. Say you want to dive off the top board and you're scared of heights, you don't go straight up to the top board. You visit the other 4 first, and you get these little victories, and then you build on that.
You did talks in front of bigger and bigger amounts of people, didn't you?
Yeah, I did talks on my own, in front of my partner, in front of someone different, in front of 2 people. What I actually found was the larger the crowd, the less nerves you have, because it's less intimate, and when it's a small group, you think, how long do I look at you for? How long do I look at you for? Is this getting a bit awkward? And then you forgot what you're talking about. We had a couple of super chats, and I think they can go off the screen if you don't hurry up and get to them. The Pigeon Extremist kindly donated $1.99 on the super chat. We saved 114 chickens from cockfighting. That is awesome. Yeah, shout out to you. Whereabouts are you? Like, that's amazing. Wow, to think that that still goes on, that's mental. Good on you. Lamika L, may we see more Gemma? Ladies' health is important. It is very important.
Aw.
Shall I let you feel this one? The voice from beyond.
You say it.
Oh, she's not really allowed to do too much on social media till she's done a psychology and counselling course, because counsellors, it's a bit of a grey area, but they supposedly shouldn't have too much of an online presence because they're meant to be like a blank canvas for the client. I don't fully understand it, but Gemma says it does make sense. But, you know, she's thinking to use her counselling skills, but maybe not as a strict counsellor, and maybe go into a different line of work. She wants to learn all these different kind of modalities, and perhaps, but the counselling would be a great skill to help with those. So at that point, she will be able to be on camera a lot more. And, you know, seems daft. I've built up such a large following, and then if Gemma can't like utilise that to get her work in. And, you know, I've worked with clients before. Obviously, I'm not really PTing so much now, but there's been circumstances where I'm PTing someone. They know what to do. I'm telling them what to do, but for some reason they kind of self-sabotage. And this is where Gemma would come in with her psychology. She'd see that they had a hidden positive intention behind failing, which they don't even know, is subconscious. And, you know, we could sort of work together in terms of that. So, you know, maybe I'll coach more like high profile people or whatever, like, or now and again, or if we're traveling, maybe hook up with people. And we always said that we wanted to work together and bring our skills. So I'm good with the nutrition and the physical, but Gemma is amazing with the mental. And I think if you believe in such, I'm going to say mumbo jumbo, I don't actually think it is, but like spiritual like aspect, and everything is a whole, everything affects everything, and it's immediate, it's all one. So I think that would be a good use of us.
I think you've had 2 super chats since you...
Wow, you lovely people. So Pigeon Extremist rescued, was it in Chicago that you rescued the chickens? Oh, bless you. Have you got a page on social media, Pigeon Extremist? Feel free to shout it out. And if anyone wants to join the page, I would recommend that. If you put an exact link, it probably won't show. So sort of spell it out or something, do you know what I mean? Rather than put in like the, you know, do you know what I'm trying to say? How do I explain that in words?
Sorry, I wasn't listening, I was reading the comments.
Say where the page is, but maybe don't put if it's Facebook, maybe don't put a Facebook link, but put it on there so people know what it is. Oh God, I can't explain it. Maybe you put spaces between the letters or something. You know what I mean. You don't. I'm really confused. Vegano Smitty, $2 on the super chat. Paul, how about a video on animal ethics? Go vegan. No, and I'll tell you for why. It's important on social media to, particularly YouTube, to be in a niche. So my USP, and not that you know, animal ethics is a real important thing to me, but my niche is kind of health and sports performance. Particularly, I'm trying to appeal to males who are chronically like underrepresented, or, you know, most vegans are women, let's face it. There's not, you know, demographically, it's a lot more women than men. I have shown that on a video. For instance, I did a vlog, and it was a normal vlog. I had my breakfast, and then I said, and now I'm going to this animal save, and I'm at the save. It was a short segment, and I just showed a little of what's going on, but I didn't show me getting emotional, because that would likely turn off my target demographic. You know, maybe like non-vegans who I'm trying to convince over, and they might think, oh, he's a bit of a wimp, or like feminized, and oh, I don't want to kind of be like that, so I won't be vegan. Do you know what I mean? I don't believe like these things myself, obviously, but this is just how people's minds work. So if I show, and then basically I was at the gym like smashing it, and that was a brief thing, and I just said like, this is something you can do. And I left it at that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't make a whole video out of how harrowing that was and the poor animals, because it is devastating. But YouTube is so, subscribers are so finicky, and if you're not showing the thing they subscribe for, they'll leave. So then you're not reaching them at all. And when I was on the set of Game Changers, the producer said to me, play to your strengths, which for me is my strength. So do you see what I mean? So not to say that I don't want to do those sort of things, but I think that's not the best use of me, and I think it would be quite detrimental to my following. Yeah, but here and there, like I will speak to it. Do you know what I mean? It'll be quite short, but you know, it's not that I totally like avoid it, but I don't want to show like graphic footage and me being upset, because I do get really upset. It destroys me. It really does. But I need to show like a, for want of a better phrase, and this is not the way I certainly think, but like a red-blooded male, do you know what I mean? High-octane sports performance, sort of tough guy almost, but not that I proclaim to be that, not anymore anyway. And not that I think that's a thing to seek to be, you know. Devon Lofton, $20 on the super chat, you lovely man. What a lovely man.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Help and support your local neighbourhood YouTuber. I really appreciate that. Keep up the great work. Ah, thank you, my friend. Let me know if you've got any questions you'd like answering. And do you know, I appreciate so much when people, well, I appreciate you anyway, like coming to watch me and to communicate and connect. Like, it's so, our little cowboys in the background. So important connection. It's one of our real needs. So it's nice. And particularly a lot of people are kind of isolated and don't have vegan people around, like maybe they're in a small town. So that's nice. But, you know, when you donate money, that really helps me to spend more time doing this and not so much time writing up plans and things. So you're helping me live my dream. You're helping the world go vegan quicker. But I appreciate all of you, because you all help to grow my channel and you give me love and support. And I've got to get told to mosh, man. Let's move on. You're very appreciated. That's all I wanted to say.
Quite far behind if you wanted to skip.
Yeah, I will do. Den Coco's in the house. Joe Ho, why do you think we have so many different opinions on diet? Different doctors have different opinions. For example, like Dr. Sean Baker. So Sean Baker, you know, there's no studies of carnivore diets, like full stop. It's been around for like 5 seconds. His bloods were like atrocious. The reason we've got different opinions is that, you know, everyone's got a different opinion. And the trouble is that 90% of studies of nutrition are funded by the industries which stand to profit from them. So meat, dairy, egg studies, they're going to be found favourable, like nearly always, because they're funded by those industries. The scientists know if they don't find them favourable, well, they just won't get hired the next time. It's that simple. So there's enough, what's the phrase on that? There's enough doubt. They just cast doubt. They just cast doubt in people. When people don't know, oh, I got told eggs are good. I got told eggs is bad. I might as well eat them, because even the experts can't make their minds up. Well, that's what they want from us. You know, and these egg studies funded by the Egg Board, 1, 2 or 3 eggs a day doesn't make any difference to your serum like cholesterol. That's true. Virtually no difference. What they didn't do is have a Whole Foods vegan in the group. You would have seen the LDL is through the floor to the point where they would not start to form atherosclerosis, which kills 1 in 3 people, affects 1 in 2. People like to hear good news about their bad habits. So yeah, there's enough doubt there, and there's enough people that don't look at the preponderance of data and the good studies, that there is no big broccoli industry putting money into making fruit and veg sound good. There's not the research dollars. Whereas Tyson Food owns such a huge percentage of the meat industry, it's in their favour to fund studies. People buy more meat, probably, you know, and a big percentage of the people are buying from them. But if you do a study on broccoli, you can buy broccoli anywhere. So there's no money in it, you see? So that's the problem. But, you know, from what I've seen of the data, it's just overwhelmingly obvious, if you look at the studies not funded by the industries that stand to profit from them, that the more whole plant foods you eat and the less animal products and processed plant foods you eat, the longer you live, you know? But look at the money trail, because they always say like who funded the studies. So look at that. Who funded it? Was it good science? What should we do about it? I'm no research scientist, but luckily nutritionfacts.org is a team of about 20 research scientists, and they do it for us for free. So nutritionfacts.org, they cut through the BS. Good people, man. Good people. Right. Let's zip forwards. JN, hi Paul, what percentage of fat do you recommend for eating for the standard person? So the people reversing heart disease, you know, Dean Ornish, Cordwell Esselstyn, they say no more than about 11% of your calories from fat. The longest lived people on the planet, the Okinawans of the 1940s, they ate about 7 or 8% of their calories from fat. Can we get away with more in a whole foods plant-based diet with nuts and seeds? The science has not really been done. There was some science came out recently which showed that any overt fats tend to paralyze the endothelium, like the blood vessels. You know, they're smooth muscle and they should be able to like perform peristalsis to move the blood around. So if that happens, you know, that's not a good thing in anyone. If you've already got heart disease, like, it's a terrible thing. You really don't want that. So if you're in terrible health in terms of artery disease, any cardiovascular disease, I mean, you might not know if you are or not. If you've been eating animals for a good length of time, it's a good bet that you have. You know, perhaps go down the lower end. For me, I've been doing historically, I was about 10%. Of recent years, more like 15. When I finish this cut and I go back to bulking, I am going to try a little higher, maybe up to 20%, maybe even 25% of my calories, simply because I cannot force that volume of high carb foods in. Of course, fats are 9 calories per gram, whereas protein and carbs are only 4 calories. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm a bit concerned it's not so great for my health. It would be good to run a load of blood tests, really, and sort of try it and see what happens. I haven't even thumbs up my own stream. What am I doing like? Anyway, that's a great question. That was a really great question. Comment below, guys. What do you worry about? Dietary fats? Do you avoid oil? And if you're just doing the whole foods with the nuts and seeds, how much percentage of fat do you know what you go for? I'd be interested to see. Senka K, I eat 5% fat on most days. You know, that may be fine. The only thing I'll say is we do need a minimum of omega-3 and omega-6, and we need a minimum amount of total fats with which to build our hormones. I mean, it's not going to be a lot because hormones, you know, they're not very big, are they? But, you know, just maybe do check on chronometer. Of course, it depends how many total calories you're eating, because I'll eat 5,000 calories, so if I was had to have 5% of my calories from fats, well, there's still going to be a big amount of fats, isn't it, relatively, and, you know, be adequate. So I would say go on to chronometer and just check you're getting your minimum of 3 and 6 at least. Right? Who knows? You may be right. You may be right. You do want a little fat in each meal to absorb the carotenoids and the fat-soluble vitamins as well, I will say. Someone's giving us a load of money. Sean O'Gorman, you lovely person, $13.99 Canadian. Explanation for non-vegans who think farm fish is the answer to sustainability and healthier than wild. I'm not big on any of this sort of stuff. I'm really kind of health focused, and I'm not great on environment and ethics, really. I've got a basic understanding of a lot of it. That's not something I've really thought about. Healthier.
Well, they've got better things to do than to be farmed and eaten.
Yeah, yeah, ethically, like, you know, they've got better things to do. But I think they're talking more into, that is sort of a health question, isn't it? Healthier than wild. I know they're pumped. Yeah, no, so they won't be healthier. So they're super concentrated. So they're given a load of antibiotics so they don't get sick. So they're eating antibiotics, which kill our good gut microbes, which is the linchpin of our health potential.
Does he mean healthier for the planet and like the seas and all and that kind of thing?
No, I don't think so. I think sustainability speaks to that, and healthier speaks to
Okay.
human health. I don't know. Comment below if I've got that wrong. What do you say? Have you got any more perspective? It's not something I've really looked at.
Well, I think what a terrible life for fish, for any farmed or, you know,
Yeah,
like factory farmed. Or,
that's
you know,
more like ethics, though. Yeah, ethically, I can argue health and sustainability. I'm not hugely clued up on.
You know why? You know the reasons why fish isn't healthy for you in general, whether it's farmed or wild. So
Well, a lot of the reason that fish is unhealthy is because it lives in the sea, which is the sewers of mankind. But if it's farmed, they're not going to be in the sea, are they?
but it doesn't still contain a lot of saturates and.
Yeah, but that's again they're saying relative to wild. So I don't really know if I'm honest. I'm really sorry about that. I've not got a great deal of perspective on that. But ethically, you know, the thing with fish is they don't have eyebrows, so they don't have expressions. They can't scream, so people don't really get it. So when I used to see a fish, you know, being pulled out of the river or whatever, and it's on the land like flapping around, I used to think it looked funny. Now it's horrifying, and the poor thing is fighting for its life. It's been suffocated to death. So, you know, so I would speak to that. Yeah, I'm sorry I've not got more to say about that.
Someone's arguing to him that it's better to eat like this fish rather than that fish. Well, the argument really is, why would you want to eat fish at all? Because of how unhealthy it is for you.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah. Anyway, people in the comments seem to have some good perspectives, so that's good. Hmm. Dave Gardell, my skinny co-worker, male 25, tried a plant-based diet but claimed that even when counting calories, he lost weight. So he said he went back to animal products. Any advice for him? Do it more slowly. Don't do it too quickly so that your gut microbiome protests and the food passes through you too quick with diarrhea, things like that. And, you know, more calorically dense foods, maybe for a little while, like lower on the fiber end. So maybe a bit more tofu, which they take out like 80% of the fiber to make tofu rather than too many beans. That'd be the thing, really. But, you know, I can grow, and I've been up to 6,000 calories before, and it worked fine for me, and it works fine for everyone else. So maybe show them some other examples. Oh, yes. This chat goes so quickly, I can't sort of keep up with it. Lolly Love, any advice to help my health? Severe ME, although I'm vegan for animals, if my diet can. Yeah, so it really is the same answer to every like ill, and it's whole foods, plant-based. So base your meals around legumes, whole grains, vegetables, fruit with a little bit of nuts and seeds, emphasising chia and flax seeds, emphasise your leafy greens. You know, so anti-inflammatory and helps a lot of people with these kind of chronic fatigue type symptoms. And maybe just avoid stimulants. Try to avoid stress as much as you can. I know it's not always easy in today's society. Cut out toxic people where you can. You know, change your job if that's stressing you if you can. You know, you can't always. Maybe meditate and things as well. Like, that's important to catch some breathing space. Hope that helps. Good old race levers in the house. Dan Bifano, is nutritional use good / bad for you? My understanding is that it's good. It's a single-celled mushroom, basically, is what it is. And chock full of B vitamins, B12 if it's fortified, but I prefer to rely on a supplement for that. I've heard some people say that it is monosodium. what's MSM? Whatever MSM. Is it MSM?
MSG?
MSG, monosodium glutamate. Oh, I was thinking of MSM, the supplement, wasn't I? Yeah, some people say that it is MSG, but it's not MSG. Like, I know nutritionfacts.org have videos on MSG and videos on nutritional yeast, and never the twain shall meet. Oh, Lolly Love, I'm whole-based, no stress, no stimulants, I meditate. Oh, bless you. So you're doing all the right things. Yeah, sometimes that's not the answer to everything. Have you looked at, how do I put this? Could it be like an emotional thing, perhaps past trauma that you could perhaps work through with a counsellor or something? Sometimes these things are, I always treat on the physical level with nutrition and exercise. So Gemma got sort of, it's hard to quantify things, but I always say, seemed like she got about 90% better with nutrition and lifestyle habits with her sort of autoimmune thyroid disease and then related sex hormone and adrenal issues. About the vast amount better with those things, but she was waiting until she felt well, until she followed her life's purpose. And then she got fed up with that, and then she started following her life's purpose, and all of a sudden, she got loads better again. And so the next thing was not physical, nutritional, it was mental. And how are you going to have energy if you're doing something that you don't like and you're not following your dream? When I talk about nutrition and, exercise and things, it brings me energy and excitement and happiness, and if I was in a drudgery, like an old, I don't know, factory job or something, just repetitive, like nonsense that I hated, my energy would be so much different. So sometimes that can be the missing key. Was that good words? I hope that helps, and I hope you can work through that. That's horrible. I know sort of illnesses are like a silent disease because outwardly, like, you sort of look all right, and people just don't know, do they? I've been through a little bit of that for a time, like chronic fatigue, and Gemma's like suffered terribly over the years, and I mean really badly. Okay. Obadiah Bird, yo Paul, how do I stop waking up in the night to pee? You don't, and it's probably not that you need to pee the reason you wake up. You do go through the sort of 3 different cycles of sleep, and then you do tend to sort of wake up anyway, like briefly. But if you need to pee, you'll then notice that you need to pee, and then you have to get up. I have to do it a couple of times. That's just a fact of life, I'm afraid. Just a fact of life. And it's a sign that you're hydrated. So it's a lot worse to be dehydrated than, have to go to the loo a couple of times. I know it's annoying though, isn't it? Especially when you're really tired. Lovely. Lolly Love. No, maybe not so lovely then, because you seem to be doing all the things. I'm emotionally sound, no past trauma, was a Buddhist and Tai Chi Qigong when I got ill. Qigong. Oh, you can pronounce it either way, can't you? Can't even sit upright after 8 years. It's very debilitating. Wow, yeah, I've not had anything that bad. Oh, that's really annoying, isn't it? Bless your heart. I don't want that for you. Any perspective?
It reminds me of when I first had a thyroid issue and I couldn't sit up. Like,
Yeah.
I felt that exhausted.
Yeah. Oh, it's naff, isn't it? Oh, no, I really don't know.
Wondering if the doctors have been any help, or if they have tested for things like thyroid. Or...
Yeah. I guess you've had all the tests run, haven't you? I would expect. I wish I could be of more help. Donkey Kong, hey Hench, how can I sleep better at night? I've been able to sleep without marijuana for years. Does cannabis cause lung cancer? Smoke, like generally, is not good. It's going to be carcinogenic. I don't know about cannabis in particular. So, I mean, your body should find its equilibrium over time. Could it be that your sleep hygiene's not perfect as well? So, good diet's important. So, whole foods, plant-based. Get off your technology a couple of hours before bed and kind of go to bed as the sun goes down. Get up once the sun's kind of come up. Get into that circadian rhythm. First thing you do in the morning, you go straight outside. You get the blue wavelength light into your eyes. That's setting up your circadian rhythm for the next night. So your body knows after about 16 hours, start to produce melatonin. It's time for sleep. So those sort of things. Blackout blinds. I use a sleep mask. I use earplugs, block out the sound. Get the room relatively cool, is it? Like 19 degrees, I think. Is that right? Is the optimal sort of temperature. You could consider, if your nutrition's really good, you should be fine. But, soils are depleting minerals now. You could consider a ZMA supplement before bedtime. That's zinc, magnesium, and I think B6, one of the B vitamins. And that can help you to sleep. If you're lower in magnesium, that can really help people to sleep well. You can get melatonin supplements, and you can get CBD. And I've just realised I've not taken my dose this evening. So thanks for reminding me. 1 second. Oh, I can't talk now. I have 10 of those bad boys. I let it sit under my tongue for a minute. But so if you've not heard of CBD, it's a compound from cannabis, but it's the non-psychoactive part, and it relaxes you. So it's very anti-inflammatory. So it helps with a lot of different diseases. It helps with pain in your body, but it helps you to relax and get off to sleep as well. The best brand, do you know, I've used a lot of brands, and I'm not going to say that this is better than all the other ones. There's a lot of good brands. You get the odd cowboy, which has not got all the certification. I'm not going to name names, but I did come across one which didn't seem to be any good. But this one is Honest Hemp. They're very good and lovely people. And the reason I went with them, because I was getting a bigger percentage, so I'm an affiliate for these. I was getting a bigger percentage from another company, but this company offer the biggest discount for my followers, like much more, like 3 times the discount. For the first time purchases, 30% off. 30%, that is really huge. And then for any future purchases, 15% off, which again is massive. The other company was only offering 10%. So I don't get so much percentage of commission, but because they're so good for my followers, I get a lot more sales, a lot more conversions. So and you guys get to benefit from that. So there's a link in the description there. Honest Hemp, 2 discount codes. I love it. I really love it. Rob Smith, link in the description. Give us your
You got another super chat.
Oh, we're gonna have a super chat. Where's that at? Oh, Denkona, you're always on it being kind. Climbers should be vegan, save my joints and tendons. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I had an arthroscopy. I had a bit of my meniscus cut out because I had a tear. 18 months, wasn't getting any better. Basically, they botched the operation. I need to have it again. But I don't want to be off training for weeks. But yeah, you wouldn't know I had it, and I can train really hard. And that's after going vegan. It was the only thing that changed. Whole foods, plant-based for the win. Thank you, Denkona. You're very kind. Emily Azure. I was fruitarian for 3 years and developed non-alcoholic fatty liver. How do I reverse this? Can you reverse that? I don't know that it's reversible, is it? If it is, it'll be like a starchy whole foods plant-based, and maybe if you're not like ultra skinny already, like maybe like a bit of a fat loss diet, would it? I don't know. I'm just sort of clutching at straws, really. Yeah, I would just eat the healthiest diet, really, and if it can repair, it will. I had a client who had, he got given some bad blood. It's a real big scandal, actually, factor 8 scandal, and he got given hepatitis by the NHS, National Health Service, and so he had a terribly damaged liver, and by eating healthily, he actually reversed all the damage. It was really unprecedented. Really amazing. So if anything can do it, that will be your answer. Have you looked on nutritionfacts.org before? I would type in there fatty liver, and if there is anything to be learned, it will be on there. I'd bet my life on it. I'll look that up after this, actually, because that's a good thing to know. I hope you can get some an answer. Nourishing Alex, my partner who lives with me is not vegan and I won't allow any meat in the house. It's really hard because he misses meat and we have our debates. Is that a nice way of putting it? I'm a good vegan food influencer, so I know my food is tasty. What should I do? Yeah, just keep doing that, innit? You know, we have our principles and we shouldn't like relent on those. And if, you know, hopefully it all works out fine. He sounds like he's probably quite reasonable. You know, I know it's like a different thing, but if you were against child abuse, like you wouldn't expect someone to put up with that in the house. That's a weird thing to talk about. How do I put it? Just anything principle you've got, you know, we should all respect each other's principles. And if we can't live with that, then, you know, maybe a conversation needs to be had. But yeah, keep feeding him great food. And over time, we're lazy, us men. You know, I basically eat whatever Gemma puts in front of me, and I'm grateful. Yeah. Oh, Helsingover with a biceps flex there, 17 DKK. Danish kroner, is that? Vegan for 6 years and never been stronger. Boom. Good for you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Do feel free to ask a question. You go to the top of the queue for being such a lovely, lovely person. And someone tell me, is that kroner? I'm not great with things.
You're great with a lot of things.
I'm great with a lot of things.
Maybe not currencies.
Yeah, not currencies. I've not travelled much. We're hoping to put that right at some point.
Someone was asking if you're going to bring out a cookbook.
I am going to bring out a cookbook. Gemma's doing a lot of work on it currently. We've got some recipes together. And
You're doing a big book with someone.
I'm doing a big book with someone else, but we may bring out 30 high-protein vegan recipes. What do you think, guys? Would you buy that for $1? Give it a $1. It'll be more than $1. Lolly Love, been vegan 5 years, so I can't see it helping now, but it's okay, stay vegan for now. Yeah, of course. And, you know, obviously you're having a horrible time of it, bless you. You know, probably if you eat the less healthy foods, you know, the only thing you can do is have a much worse time of it. So, you know, you will be getting those benefits, but it's lovely that you care about animals so much. Did Lolly say about if she'd had all her sort of bloods, like any tests done?
Oh, I haven't seen, sorry. I don't think so.
I'm going to guess she will have done. I would just say, like, obviously get any tests. Oh, your blood's fine. Yeah. Oh, that's rubbish, isn't it? Oh, I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, blood's fine, she said.
Yeah, I just saw. Yeah. We've Magic starting to get hungry.
Some people would buy it for $1.
Yeah.
We've got to sell it for $1 now you've said that.
Yeah. Plant-based weighty. Do you recommend juicing for a few days a week on a cut? No, juice I don't really see as a healthful food anymore. Perhaps like a low oxalate greens juice, would be a benefit. But fruit juice is not good for our health. Too sugary without the fibre. You're losing all the polyphenols which attach to the fibre as well. Really good protective plant nutrients. And you're going to be hungry. I say eat your calories. Eat your calories, fill yourself up, And also, as I keep going on about our gut microbiome, we need to feed our good bacteria. If you're juicing and they eat the fibre, they eat soluble fibre, and they eat the resistant starch found in insoluble fibre. So you're killing them off. That's a real bad idea from my perspective. And I'm always right. Mike James, Hench, I struggle to see benefits of the plank exercise, so it kind of hurts my back sometimes. Is it pointless? Are you firing your glutes really hard, or are your glutes relaxed, making your back do the work of your glutes? That's my suspicion. Neutral spine, pulling your belly button. I've got a feeling you're not firing your glutes, possibly. Well, this just keeps jumping like crazy. Oh, what time is it? Let's go for 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes, people. Get your questions in. Vegeta wants a banana. Tim's peak up. Do you think Dr. Greger gets too in the weeds sometimes? For example, yesterday he said chaga can lead to kidney issues. Search PubMed. There's only one study saying this. Yeah, but then it's quite a niche thing, isn't it? And that was like massive amounts, I think, wasn't it? I did see the video, but I didn't really take it in. But if you're eating massive amounts of a thing, most people supplement that. They'll do like a half a gram or something, which is not going to be a problem. But yeah, that thing with the nuts, and he's really saying walnuts seem to be amazing, but it's kind of based off studies funded by the walnut industry. I'm kind of taking those with a bit of a pinch of salt, really. So I do agree with what you're saying. If we're gonna kind of throw out studies funded by the meat industry, do you know what I mean? It should be across the board, shouldn't it? Dimension Gamer, say that you love me and I will be vegan. I love you. Oh, just had a hiccup. Amak Noble, is there such a thing as too much folate? I'm not 100% sure, but I think I have heard of that. People overdoing that. Isn't that a B vitamin though?
Yes.
Shouldn't be, because they're water soluble. Shouldn't be, I think. Don't quote me. I don't know everything. I do know most of the things. Probably in my book.
Someone keeps saying they want you to grow a really crazy moustache.
Oh, a moustache, like a handlebar moustache.
I can't remember how they described it earlier, but they might have said that.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. Tariq 1 2 3 4 5. What SIBO symptoms did you have which made you want to take the test? Kind of mostly cramping after eating food. And I was riddled with it. I did my protocol. It was concurrent with going on a cut. So, I suddenly felt a lot better, but was that just because, I was on a cut and not stuffing tons of food in? But so the last couple of days I've been refeeding, and I have been cramming the food in, and I feel great. So it looks like I've cured it. It also looks like I might have cured my gluten problem. I had a terrible gluten problem. But a couple of weeks back at Yo Sushi, I accidentally ate some gluten because the waitress kind of got it wrong. I was fine. The next week I ate twice as much. I went in today, I ate twice as much again. I ate 4 tofu fillets, breadcrumb ones. I feel bloody great. So Goji Man did say to me, there's a possibility that curing the SIBO could cure my gluten problem. It looks like it has. And That's amazing if it has. I never thought that would be a thing. I've had that trouble for years, like really nasty. What an amazing person Goji Man is. I'm going to be retested soon. I'm just waiting for the kit to come through, just to clarify. But I'm quietly confident. So any gut issues, people, do get Goji Man's tests. He does them for cost. I mean, they're not cheap, but what price do you put on your health and happiness and well-being? He does them for cost, and then you do a consultation with him. You can try and interpret the results yourself and find out like the treatment, but a lot easier to go for him with a quick consultation. He'll tell you exactly like how to treat it, and my one we were able to treat naturally with natural antimicrobials rather than antibiotics, which again kill your good bacteria, and you really don't want that. I saw that Lolly said something earlier. Where do you live in the UK? We're in Norwich. Good old Norwich. Whereabouts are you, lovely? And she's saying you can be happy with ill health. I am at peace. Yeah, good for you, darling. I think as well sometimes there's, Derbyshire, nice. There's that phrase as well, isn't there? What you resist persists. So I think we do have to surrender to things and be okay with it, and that solves a lot of extra suffering, and sometimes it can be the answer to some problem. It doesn't sound like it's the answer to yours, sadly, but what is that paradoxical something of
Theory of change.
Paradoxical theory of change? Spell it out for me. I'm stupid.
When we accept what is, then change occurs.
When we accept what is, then change can occur in some circumstances. Guys, I love you all very much. It's been lovely chatting, but I'm getting kind of hungry. So if you're new to the channel, I'd love to have you become part of the Hench Herbivore community. So do hit that subscribe button. Guys, click the bell icon as well, because I keep hearing from everyone that you're not getting notifications that there's a stream going on or a new video out. So do that if you love me. If you don't love me, don't bother.
And the live stream is on the Patreon. Did you want to
Oh yeah, if you ever miss a live stream and you want to have access to the replays, Patreon for as little as $1 a month, you can have access to those. And that's about it. Back to my normal Friday spot next week. So next Friday, 6 p.m. Be there or be rectangular. Guys, I really appreciate you joining me tonight, and I love you very much. Have an awesome, and bye from the voice from behind. Have an awesome